Hi, everyone. It is night 2 of Pumpkin Beer's live week. Or, you are early Blue Ice. Holy cow. Yes. What is this? Go Falcons. Well, you're gonna have to wait a little while because we're not quite into Sunday Scaries territory. Yeah. It is night 2 of Pumpkin Beer's live week. And yes, I do have another live coming up a little while after this, so I had to make sure I was in the right studio. But this one, actually, there were two completely different pumpkin beers from Evil Twin, the Titans, the legends known as Evil Twin out of New York. So I grabbed both of them, and I've been furiously waiting to try these, but of course I had to time the drinking them to this live week. So they've been sitting cold in the fridge. Um, they've been sitting cold in the fridge, waiting for me to partake. This one in particular, I just kind of grabbed them because they were pumpkin beers, and then I saw they're by Evil Twin, so I was like, I've got to see how they do pumpkin beers. This one is a little interesting because I guess it's not technically a pumpkin beer. I'm sure there's pumpkin stuff in it, but it's actually classified as a milkshake IPA. So if that doesn't tantalize your imaginations, how can a milkshake IPA and a pumpkin beer be the same thing? I don't know. So actually, I just grabbed it because I saw it was a pumpkin beer. I saw it was Evil Twin. I got to see how they do this. And as I was getting ready for the live tonight, I actually looked at the can and picking out the glassware and that sort of thing. And I looked at the side and I saw milkshake style India Pale Ale with pumpkin and spices. So I was like, oh. So now I'm like, oh man, maybe I should have drank it sooner because of the milkshake and lactose and all that stuff. But I didn't get that long. I only got it in September, so it's not like, and it's been cold, so it's not like I was holding on to it for an incredibly long time. Uh, what even is pumpkin spice? A very jovial type of title for the beer. And I'll hold it up so you can see the artwork. Hopefully the light will not betray me on that one. It's very much a little mug of a pumpkin latte, and it's got all the goodies pouring into the mug. Evil Twin Brewing in New York City. 7.5 alcohol by volume, so it's getting up actually pretty. It doesn't say double IPA on the side, but it's getting up into double IPA territory with pumpkin milkshake style India Pale Ale with pumpkin and spices. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I've never heard of pumpkin and spices and all those autumnal notes working in an IPA in general, let alone a milkshake IPA. There's nothing else on the other side besides Attorney General's warning and to let people know that it was distributed by. You're not going to see that, I guess, because of the light from the lamp. So I'll just tell you. Distributed by 12% Beer Project. So that is obviously why, because this Evil Twin is not in like normal distro down here, but they kind of slipped through the cracks because the 12% Beer Project out of North Haven, Connecticut, gets their brands down here with pretty solid regularity. So we are going to use one of my favorite glasses in my collection, my Treehouse glass. Because, a Titan like Evil Twin deserves a Titan like Treehouse, even though it's not technically appropriate glassware. Alright, so let's pop this can open. We'll give it the shakluk. And, I forgot to rim the glass. I was so excited to get the live going. I completely forgot to rim the glass. Dang it. You know what? Stand by. We're going to do a live audible here. And I'm going to go rim this glass real quick. We'll see if my microphone stays on thing. All right, I'm back. Sorry. Hi, Vanessa. How are you? Sorry, I had to run a little audible right now. You may have left because you didn't see me on camera. I guess the microphone still wasn't working, but I had to run a little audible too because I, like a dummy, forgot to rim my glass and be super appropriate with this. So she cooked already, as you saw. So pour it in. I'll give it a glory shot on the pour. And it certainly does look like a hazy IPA. Doesn't look like a pumpkin beer. So it's definitely the most unique pumpkin beer you will probably ever see. And there's just a little bit left there. So I'm going to get this in here. Yeah. All right. I won't make that mistake again the rest of the week. I started out the week good, and then the second live, I completely forgot about it. And the spices very much were super attracted to the head on that one. Color-wise, it does look a little darker on camera. But I can assure you that is as yellow and golden and orange colored as any other hazy IPA. So I have absolutely no idea how this is going to sell itself as a pumpkin beer. No idea. But the light will probably block it. I assure you, if it wasn't obvious from the can of the design, milkshake style India Pale Ale with pumpkin and spices. So this is very much out of the box by Evil Twin. They are trying something new. They are trying something different. And I am very excited to get into this and take a sip. So cheers. I don't know. It's very good, but I'm getting, yeah. Hey, Blue Ice, how are you? Evil Twin has been getting better lately. Yes, they have. Well, I mean, to me, Evil Twin is, they're like, I know we go back and forth over who makes the best sours in the game. I mean, the Evil Twin Sour series is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. But this one, and I know you hopped on late, Blue Ice, but I just want to prove that this is a pumpkin beer. It doesn't look like it. And so far, I haven't necessarily gotten the taste of it, but it is a pumpkin beer. I'm not entirely sure what the strategy was in making this when they said a milkshake IPA with pumpkin and spices. Because so far, even with all the coating on the rim, I'm still getting citrus, and I'm still getting a little bit of dankness, and I'm still getting a little bit of brightness. I'm not getting any amount of pumpkin and spicy from this. And mind you, that is with rimming the glass. And interestingly enough, it has a bit of a thinner body. What up, Ethan's Beer and Vinyl? How are you? And interestingly enough, it does have a bit of a thinner body than I would expect for one, the bucket style that it's in, India Pale Ale, and two, a thinner body than I would expect for something claiming to have pumpkin and spices. I'm getting a bit of a thin. Well, you know what? I'll pop this comment up real quick. It's like a Westie with pumpkin flavor. Well, like I did say it earlier in the video, the light on camera is a bit deceiving. It looks a little darker than what it is. This is extremely bright yellow. It's this. This is not a very dark beer. This is as hazy IPA as you can get color wise. I'm getting. Well, I don't know. Well, like I said, it's dwarfing the spices I put on the rim, so I don't think that's influencing at all. I am getting something on the back end that is a little bit more pumpkin-y. I mean, I've already drank half the beer or a third of the beer, and I'm just now getting something that is maybe pumpkin. I really don't know how to rate this. Looks like it is. It actually is pretty thin bodied. It's not as thin as a West Coast, but it is fairly thin bodied. A lot thinner body than I would expect from A, something supposed to be a pumpkin beer, and B, something supposed to be a 7.5 milkshake IPA. The creaminess is starting to settle in a little bit more, so I'm getting, if you want to think pumpkin pie, pumpkin latte, that sort of thing, I'm getting a creamy flavor and a creamy body as this goes along a little bit. So I'm kind of getting that. This is like you really have to drink half this beer to start getting any kind of pumpkin flavor. And then now all this, the spices are starting to flow around in it, but I don't think that the spices are influencing the flavor of the spices that I put in it are influencing the flavor of it too much. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not lying. Yes, I did. This is pretty surprising to me. Evil Twin has never failed me, and at the same time, it is not a bad beer. It is a very, very tasty beer, but it's not at all what it's telling it to be. Pumpkin Beer Live Week is off to a hell of a start. I had one beer of something I had many, many years ago that I thought was absolutely divine, and it just does not sing the same tune to me today, or I guess yesterday, as the case may be. And then this one that just really does not sing at all of what it's claiming to be. And that's with all the spices that I put on there and floating around in the glass now. This is an impressive beer, and not always for the right reasons. And it's very hard for me to judge this because it is a very, very, very tasty beer. It's very, very tasty. But it is not a pumpkin beer. I'm like, it took half the beer to get any kind of pumpkin spice, any kind of pumpkin flavor out of it. And even then, it was still very much fighting a citrusy, light orange, kind of juicy sweetness type of flavor. New Groove did this to me with that thin-bodied apple cider. Well, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of your fault. I don't know if I had that beer because nothing about that beer that you're describing, Blue, appealed to me whatsoever. So I mean, if you went to New Groove and you're gonna get one beer, what you should have gotten was hops in excess. That's what you should have gotten, and you probably would have loved that beer. Because that's past the profile of myself, of Brewing GVL, who you know. It passed the profile of Chris off the 10, and it passed the flavor profile of Ginger Yeti. So that's the beer you should have gotten at New Grove. But this one, it's just crazy to me because I like this beer. This is a very good beer. It is just not what it's claiming itself to be at all. It's creaminess. It actually, ironically enough, for your apple comment, it tastes like there should be apple in it. Like it tastes close enough to where I might sip this blind and think there's an apple effect in it. So if they actually called this an apple pie milkshake IPA, I might buy it. Not saying obviously I bought it. I might believe it. I might buy what they're selling there. But as a pumpkin beer, no. No, not at all. And I'm so shocked. I mean, I can't say I'm shocked that, it didn't work as an IPA, because why would it? But I'm shocked that they didn't realize it was going to work, or it kind of, necessarily, I hate using the term failure, but, kind of their strategy failed like it did. But anyway, that's this for What Even Is Pumpkin Spice by Evil Twin. Not this beer. Very good beer, but not what they're selling it to be. That will wrap up this live because we are well past the 15-minute mark, and I will see everyone tomorrow for another edition of Pumpkin Beers Live. We're off to a hell of a start, and not in the best way. So we'll see if we can reclaim some credibility with these beers tomorrow. As Paul from PA Brew News says, watch that finger.